thanks. Protesters gathered today in cities all across the country to participate in the nationwide No Kings Day demonstrations. Several protests were held here in the Tri-Cities as well. This includes a protest held this morning in Kingsport. It was at Memorial Gardens Park across the street from Dobbins-Bennett High School. News Channel 11's Ethan Offit reports on the purpose of these demonstrations.
Thousands gathered in Kingsport today in protest of the Trump administration's recent handling of the ICE raids and the Big Beautiful Bill. Across the Tri-Cities, people gathered to voice their concerns against the Trump administration. Kingsport was the final destination of a convoy for the No Kings Kingsport protests. Sylvian Bruni, the chair of the Washington County Democratic Party, says today is being known as No Kings Day to bring attention to constitutional rights protesters believe are being violated.
So today is officially Flag Day, a celebration of the American flag. And as you know, the president has decided to use this day to celebrate his birthday as well as the Army with a massively expensive parade in Washington, D.C. And we think the spotlight should be on our flag, on our constitutional rights, and the fact that currently the president is violating our rights.
Mario Vallese is a military member and Kingsport resident. He just came home from a deployment in Seattle, a place where he says things are different.
I wanted to bring my kids so that they can actually see, a peaceful protest. Here, it's peaceful. I just flew in from Seattle and it's not peaceful over there, right? But in Seattle, I mean, they're throwing, Molotov cocktails, they're spitting, they're rioting, they're doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
Vallese is a Samoan native, a small island in the Pacific. He says if people want to come to the country, it should be done the, quote, right way.
I was fortunate enough to be flown to the States when my mom was pregnant. She gave birth to me and I got the U.S. citizenship, but my brother can't vote, right? But these people are okay with illegals coming across the border illegally, so I just don't think that's right. From my stance, my political views, if you want to come to this country, do it the legal way.
Dave Burke was there as a volunteer for No Kings Kingsport.
In my eyes, it's a literal fascist takeover. It's pretty hard to deny it. The parallels that we have to Germany and a lot of other bad things, it just thinks something needs to be done.
Eric Wilson is also a Kingsport resident and says he stands more in the middle.
I like to get information from all sides, every view, and me personally, I'm sort of in the middle of these things. I lean right because I'm more of a conservative, but I understand the nuances of both sides of this argument.
Bruni also mentioned that the dubbed Big Beautiful Bill will affect people locally with cuts to both Medicaid and SNAP expected. Both sides said their main priority was a peaceful demonstration of their First Amendment rights. In Kingsport, Ethan Offit, News Channel 11.
Ethan, thanks. The No Kings protest caravan made its way from Jonesboro to Johnson City this morning at about 9:30. The group met outside Founders Park before continuing on to Bristol and Kingsport. We're told the event was organized by a group called Indivisible and 5051. Protester Craig Hogue said he doesn't expect any of the type of violence and destruction he's heard about at other protests, and in fact, they're stressing peaceful protests at all their stops.
I put out a call to everybody that I can possibly tell
thank you.
that if they go to this protest, to stand up, make sure that they know that, and tell everybody to be peaceful. They make sure everybody is safe and stays safe and doesn't respond to anybody. If somebody comes by and shows us their IQ with their middle finger, we act accordingly and don't do anything.
At the time the caravan left Johnson City, there were about 60 vehicles taking part, most decorated in anti-Trump signs and American flags. There were plenty of other No Kings protests held across Tennessee and Virginia today. People of all ages took the streets of downtown Knoxville, marching, holding signs, chanting, and waving flags. These protests were purposely timed to coincide with President Trump's planned military parade in Washington, D.C. Protester Sydney McCarter from Maryville says she came out to represent the younger population in East Tennessee and believes protests like these can make a difference.
A lot of people don't understand how protests can be valuable. They just see it as, oh, it ends in a couple of hours. But we have to remember that our legislators listen to us. And so if enough people come out and protest and show that they're against these things, there will be a change. These people vote directly for us, and we vote directly for them. And so if we're not doing the steps to ensure that our voices are heard, especially as young people, then nothing will change.
On Friday, more than 100 people marched through downtown Richmond leading up to the No Kings Day protest today. The demonstration was marked by chants, signs, and a vocal show of solidarity with immigrants across the country. Organizers say Friday's protest served as a lead-up to Richmond's No Kings Day protest at Capitol Square.